Wer wird Level Up? Betsy. Glückwunsch. Level 18. Nice. Gut. Shirish Cape machen wir noch. Ein bisschen. Okay, da waren wir. Wir sind hier. Ah ja, da wo wir das letzte Mal. Nicht das letzte Mal, aber wo wir schon mal waren. Nicht weitermachen konnten. Und now Level 27. Nice. Okay. Just for an instant I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled and then, just as I'd begun to adjust, it was gone. As if nothing had happened. Oh, what was that? It was the same sensation I'd felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad. I need to find Alice now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you? Die war im Warehouse, ne? Floor B Warehouse, of course. I set off at a day run. Mal schauen, ob wir nicht zu spät kommen. Shit, empty. She's not here. I need to find her quick, or she's gonna do something bad. If what I just saw was a vision of the future. Moment, war die nicht da? Wo waren die? I've gotta hurry. Wo war die? Wo waren die dann? I searched every corner of floor B. She was nowhere to be seen. Oder die Zukunft hat sich verändert, weil wir zuerst dahin gegangen sind, wo sie beim letzten Mal war. This is pointless. I should just get back to floor A. Maybe someone else has found her. Ich habe auch keine Ahnung mehr. Crew Quarters. War die da? Doesn't look like anybody's here. I should have a look in the rooms. Auch auf einmal, okay. Ah ne, Crew Quarters war sie anscheinend. First thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on a chest. Getting punched, yeah. No pulse. Okay, Crew Quarters. Falls wir jetzt wieder Game Over haben. Und da nochmal machen. Dann Crew Quarters. Something in my brain snapped. Ja! Bla bla bla. Ja, Game Over. Crew Quarters. Yeah, that has the beat. Dann müsste ich ihn ja auch verärgern, weil ich bin auch leider Raucher. Leider. Moment I entered the crew hallway and made straight for the door on to the number 2 room. Blah. I should be here. Sorrow swallowed and threw open the door. Ja, da ist er. Alice! So you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned toward mine, but I didn't get the feeling that they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel, like I'd caught her in the middle of something.
What are you doing here?
It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Help me? What do you mean?
Just let go of that scalpel.
No. I need it to get this bracelet off.
Huh?
Remember what Zero Jr. told us? The bracelet comes off when your heart stops. So I just have to...
Animation, nice. Stop! Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest. Ooh.
No!
Coole Animation.
Let me go! I have to do this! I can't take it anymore. This whole thing is like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The only way I'm going to get out of here is to die!
Knock it off! With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. It was a second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I'd apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse. She didn't respond when I shook her. Hey, are you alright? Alice, say something. There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man, maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things. Boyard? Boyoid? What? Boyd. Etwas hielt aufrecht.
Buoyed. Buoyed.
Oh, okay. Buoyed. By adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off toward the infirmary. Neues Wort gelernt, das ich wahrscheinlich nie benutzen werde.
Alright, please pay attention, everyone.
Relativ spezifisch. was ganz Nices.
You need to hear this.
Indeed.
The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Ja, dass er auch
Her
Radical 6
results are
hat.
identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
Radical 6. Fast so schlimm wie Terminal 7. If I had called everyone else back after I'd brought Alice to the infirmary, 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No! What's going to happen to her?
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. It's a special antiviral treatment. Whether or not there's any around here, though.
No! No! Oh, Alice! I don't want you to die! Please!
Ne, noch ist er nicht tot.
Please don't die! I don't want to be alone! Don't die!
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably. Ding ding.
10 minutes remain until Amidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Guys, I think we should get back to the warehouse.
What about Alice and Quark?
I guess we're just gonna have to leave him behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover.
I'm staying here! Like heck, I'm gonna leave Alice all alone!
She's going to be fine. I gave her some Soberil. She'll just be sleeping like Quark.
I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all by herself.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are.
What?
You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty. Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
I say I'm gonna choose betray.
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There is no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner and she'll be in the AB room with me. I really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that. Back me up here, Luna.
Well... Actually, I was planning to let you make the decision.
See? Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Shut up. What?
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here? Should all 3 of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Nope, doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Here, take a look at this. I pulled the scrap of paper we'd found out of my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Whatever. I'll just print it for you. Here's a more... Ja, das kennen wir schon. Also wenn gar keiner von den beiden Dingen, von den beiden Parteien votet, dann gibt's Penalty. Get it? The whole team can't abstain.
That means either Dio or Tenmyoji's going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally, which means that if Dio picks betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier?
Yeah.
No way am I gonna choose betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone
tot.
whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room, too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all three of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko.
In einem Indie-Game Anspielung auf Tommy Wiseau geben wird. Also ich kenne ein anderes Spiel, wo Tommy Wiseau zu sehen ist. Aber das ist kein Indie-Spiel, das ist ein random merkwürdig Spiel namens Sit and Spin Adventure. Wo man so ein Sit-and-Spin-Ding spielt. Und ja. Kann ich vielleicht auch irgendwann mal streamen. Aber es ist ein bisschen merkwürdig.
I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh! Tenmyoji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh? Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
5 minutes remain until...
Yeah.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Yeah, something does happen. Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you solo? You're playing against Kay and Quark, but with Quark, that means Kay would get to decide this whole round.
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
Whoa, 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 are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. Kay won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know,
Kay
I guess.
cool ist.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Halt den Mund, Dio! Had something happened between Phi and Kay while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good. We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
Dio, du wirst immer
4
unsympathischer.
minutes remain.
Come on! We need to hurry!
Ja.
All right, you kids. Take care of those two, okay?
Of course.
We promise.
With that, we were off. I gave one last quick nod to Phi and Clover before heading back to the warehouse at the dead run. Ist das eine normale Redensart at a dead run? Habe ich, glaube ich, noch nie gehört. Everybody ready? I'm going to open my beacon. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. You already opened one
Then
earlier.
only you and I remain.
Right.
Okay, let's go. So, was wünscht ihr denn? Was sollen wir denn nehmen? Sollen wir zuerst Ally oder zuerst Betray nehmen? Two my big gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms. Ich weiß jetzt auch gerade gar nicht, wer... Warte mal, wer war? Clover, oder?
2 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Wenn Tommy Wiseau einen Batman-Film machen wird. Das wäre sehr interessant. Apropos Tommy Wiseau und Filme machen. Ich habe letztens gelesen, ich weiß nicht, ob es stimmt, dass Tommy Wiseau angeblich einen Star Wars Film machen will. Oder halt. Ich weiß nicht, in was für eine Art und Weise er das oder das an sich gesagt wurde oder vorgeschlagen wurde oder sonst was, aber ich habe nur gelesen, dass Tommy Wiseau ganz gerne einen Star Wars Film machen würde. Weiß nicht, ob er das irgendwie mal gesagt hat oder ob er das halt nur mal so nebenbei erwähnt hat, dass er ganz gerne mal einen Star Wars Film machen würde oder sowas. Aber ja. Richtige Wahl wäre Ally. Gern Betrayed zuerst. Ally.
What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to Ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too.
Ja, ich nehme an, ich muss mir den Artikel mal überhaupt mal durchlesen. Aber ich nehme an, der hat das einfach nur mal so nebenbei erwähnt, dass er das eventuell ganz gerne mal machen würde oder so.
I'm just glad to hear you say it.
His face broke into Worm's happy smile. Not to be zappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nonary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Huh?
There's something white on it.
There's what? Sigma. Danach putzt man sich doch die Hände. What the hell is this? For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. But the truth was far stranger. Liquid was coming from my head. It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. Went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk and I spilled it. Gute Ausrede. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Yeah. Just shut up. It's fine, alright. I'm fine. Leave me alone. I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong. Very wrong. And my head was spinning.
Sigma.
Oh, Sigma hat wahrscheinlich auch Radical 6. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Hat der Sigma sich wahrscheinlich irgendwie bei Alice angesteckt. There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. Took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down, just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hands. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that. Muss nie das
10
unbedingt weiß
seconds
machen.
remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the
Dialoge
Ambidex
Star Wars
game
Films.
has been completed.
Oh, hi, Darth Vader. Anyway, how's your sex life?
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
When I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others filing out of their rooms as well.
So you chose Ally after all?
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Well, I nodded and walked off towards the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What in the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No, that was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time I'd bled red, like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here. You're gonna show the results.
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Hello. Hello. Ja, hello. Wäre interessant, wenn irgendwann einfach mal in einem leeren Raum einfach Betray kommt. Ja, +2 ist doch nice, ne? Alle haben Punkte bekommen.
Points have been assigned or
Wunderbar.
subtracted accordingly.
If you join the Yadi Y, the galaxy will be applies to live.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Hi Yoda, you're my favorite Jedi Knight. Ha.
Look, everyone voted Ally.
Eine große glückliche
You
Familie.
did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose Betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted Ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose Ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
No.
Sigma? Sigma, are you alright?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Babbly babbly. Huh? Oh yeah, looks like we all alright. That was great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms.
Ach, übrigens, ich glaube, Tommy Wiseau hat letztens zugegeben, dass er aus Europa stammt. irgendwie sowas.
What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like
Hey,
that.
man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
You're funny, Dio. Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse. Warum?
The
Ich weiß
Ambidex
nicht.
gates have closed.
Der wurde glaube ich, in einem Interview halt gefragt. Und da hat er, glaube ich, irgendwie endlich mal zugegeben, dass er irgendwie europäische Hintergründe hat.
Round
Irgendwie
3
sowas.
of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round.
Star
Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled out automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh.
Widerspricht, ja, das ist auch wieder richtig. Der wurde ja mal gefragt, warum im The Room in den Bildern Löffel sind. Also das sind halt eingerahmte Bilder und da drin sind Bilder von Löffeln. Und der hat da in einem Interview, glaube ich mal, eine total komplexe und merkwürdige Antwort gegeben. Und die tatsächliche Sache ist, warum da Löffel in den Bildern, in den eingerahmten Bildern sind, war, weil die Bilder nicht ausgetauscht haben. Die haben im Endeffekt Bilderrahmen gekauft, wo halt schon Bilder drin waren. So Beispielbilder halt. Und das waren halt Löffel und die haben sie einfach nicht ausgetauscht. Und Tommy hat halt irgendeine super komplexe Antwort gegeben, von wegen, ja, Löffel haben den Effekt oder was weiß ich. Oder stehen halt für das und so weiter.
So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair.
Tommy ist eine sehr merkwürdige Person.
Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Ja. Das Schöne ist, oder eine andere schöne Sache zu Tommy ist, der hat in Partnerschaft mit irgendeinem anderen Ding. Was war das nochmal? Hatte der eine, ich weiß nicht, hat vielleicht noch oder hatte eine Gaming-Show. Mit Machinima. Die Tommy Y Show. Gibt's anscheinend im Moment 9 Folgen. Was spielt er denn so? Duke Nukem Forever, Fight Night Champion, Dark Souls, Little Big Planet 2, Dangerous Hunt, Dead Rising 2, Dead Space 2 und Mortal Kombat und ja. Existiert immer noch. Tommy Y Show. Die ist sehr interessant. Besonders die Folge mit Dark Souls.
Why is that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Fi and I saw them as well.
Fuck, ich habe Aufnahme vergessen. Aufzunehmen. Dann schreibe ich mir das mal schnell auf. Dass ich das rausschneide dann. Das ist so schön. So praktisch eine To-Do-Listen-App zu haben. Zero Escape. Good.
On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
Ach, muss mir das Spiel jetzt zeigen, wie die gelaufen sind?
Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors.
Denkst du das?
The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Genau.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
What will you two do?
Mitkommen.
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
Ah ja, mein weißes Zeug. About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. Ja, vielleicht das weiße Zeug auf deiner Hand. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
Psst, Dio, geht dich nix
We're
an.
not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See
Dio,
if
du
I
machst
care.
dich immer unbeliebter. Am Anfang fand ich den eigentlich noch ganz cool wegen seinem Outfit. Aber jetzt ist er irgendwie richtig arschig. Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and faint disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Tenmyouji and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all 3 had disappeared. Haha, disappeared. Bei meinem Room-Highlight-Video bin ich immer noch nicht weitergekommen. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was generally confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
Okay. As strange as a request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. Qualität formuliert. Ja, das ist richtig. The Garden.
You know this place?
Jetzt sind wir extra zum Fahrstuhl gegangen, runtergefahren und in den Garten gegangen. Nur damit wir reden können. Da hätten wir auch in die Bar gehen können oder Lounge, besser gesagt. Yeah, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green.
Frau, komm zum Punkt.
I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
Okay.
Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
Ja, gut. Creepypasta to the room. Garten hat Atmosphäre, ja, aber man braucht jetzt nicht unbedingt Atmosphäre. Es gibt eine Creepypasta, die heißt The Room. Aber ich glaube, die geht nicht darüber. Ich glaube, das Creepypasta, obwohl Leute kommen auf die dümmsten Ideen. Vielleicht eine Trollpasta. Das wäre wahrscheinlicher. Aber falls nicht, man kann immer selbst eine schreiben. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted a tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom and it made an almost imperceptible binding noise. Das ist eine andere. Habe ich mir schon gedacht. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
No. Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Till and Mytil get asked to find a blue bird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. Or something. Anyway, supposedly, if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home. But when they wake up, the bird is in a birdcage in the hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story.
Habe ich nicht gekannt. Disaster Artist synchronisiert. Gute Frage. Wenn er erfolgreich in Amerika ist, könnte sein. Aber ich glaub's weniger. Weil... Obwohl, das ist ein James Franco Seth Rogen Film. Könnte. Müssen wir uns überraschen lassen.
And it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more.
Yes. When Tiltil and Mittil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Wow. What about tomorrow then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while.
Handlungen synchronisieren, aber Room-Szenen bestimmt Originals. Das wäre aber dann für ein sehr spezielles deutsches Publikum. Also wenn sie es für die breite Masse synchronisieren wollen, werden sie wahrscheinlich dann alles synchronisieren.
But in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for, and it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Also das Wichtigste ist, oder das Beste wird wahrscheinlich trotzdem die englische Synchro sein, weil den Tommy-Akzent, der unbekannte Akzent, wo niemand weiß, woher der tatsächlich kommt, der funktioniert, glaube ich, nur im Englischen. Es wäre schwer, da was Ähnliches auf Deutsch zu finden, das sich ähnlich merkwürdig anhört.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Tiltil.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2 in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice, and then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice, didn't you? That doesn't make any sense.
Da hat sie aber Glück gehabt, um auf diesen speziellen Punkt zu kommen. Hätte ich gesagt, ja, ich war zuerst hier unten und habe im Garten gesucht, dann hätte sie jetzt nichts, worauf sie weiterreden könnte.
There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Luna, du hast eine creepy Stimme auf einmal. Well, oh. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human.
Ich bin
And
Roboter.
ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving my heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
But let's say I'm a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot. Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Yeah!
They were a
Asimov!
set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac
Isaac
Asimov
Asimov.
that he used in several of his stories.
Ja, aber, diese Regeln sind fiktiv. Die sind kein physikalisches oder natürliches Gesetz, das da ist und tatsächlich so ist. Das sind die Regeln, die der in seinen Geschichten benutzt hat. Das heißt nicht, dass in Wirklichkeit das auch so ist. Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Mal schauen, ob es jetzt gleich von der Regel 0 anfängt. Es gibt ja dann noch die Regel 0, die Asimov nachträglich noch eingeführt hat, worüber wir in dem Spiel auch schon gehört haben. Yeah, I've heard those before. That's just an idea though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed. I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws.
Ich bin kein Roboter.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's
Yeah.
still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
Ah, how?
Well, the Atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us. But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is this?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Fi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged and stepped into the bushes.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been
I
here?
just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
Bomber. Follow the line of a finger. Oh. Shit. This is...
An antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says 1.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Ich glaube ja fast Fei hat die Bombe dahin. Wenn die jetzt zufällig einfach da ist. Und... Shit. Then there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Damn it. That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk.
Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret. So I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
So who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. Damit würde ich sagen, war's das für heute. Da können wir dann beim nächsten Mal weitermachen. Ja, knappe Stunde, fast. Reicht. Okay. Ja. Schauen wir dann mal, wie es da weitergeht. Gut. Ja. Dann war's das für den Livestream. Nächster Livestream heute Abend, 18 Uhr. Bin mir noch nicht sicher. Entweder fangen wir mit Psychonauts oder mit Zelda an. Mal schauen. Eins von den beiden, denke ich mal. Und ja. Ich denke mal, mit Zelda werden wir anfangen. Ja, fangen wir mit Zelda an dann.